What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, competitive games from tabletop to video games, and today we are reviewing my Cherubimon deck that got us first place in standing. Yeah, sadly we spent the whole day going undefeated just to lose in the top 4 playoffs, which was not so bad, and it was actually a pretty big tournament because first place prize was the Tamer box kit. But we definitely learned a lot from this tournament. Like, one, this deck definitely destroys the Reapers only because it's a lot faster, and especially with the new support from EX02, we definitely got a new tamer that we're able to actually play with Cherubimon a lot faster, and the whole focus is pretty much as long as you kill them before they actually get like 5 searchers on the Mother D Reaper, you're pretty much safe, because then you have the Gatekeeper that pretty much minus all your Digimon by 1 security attack. So as long as you beat them before, which this attack is definitely intended for, it's just to OTK as fast as possible. D Reaper does not seem to be a problem. Now, one thing for sure is that this is a complicated deck because you have to literally consider follow-up turns from even like 5 turns in advance, because one misplay or even the wrong card search or even trash can actually cost you the game. So you really have to consider your options and what you're planning on doing on follow-up turns, because this deck only loses to itself. So if you do a misplay, you automatically lose right away. So it's a bit difficult in that senses, but if you compile it perfectly, you should not have any issues at your events that you are attending. So first, finally, reminder to like and subscribe, and especially subscribe if you guys want to enter an amazing giveaway. So we're going to start with the Digi Egg. So we do have Earth 4 Cupimon. Now the reason why we're playing Cupimon and not Upamon is because we want that draw as fast as possible. So as soon as we go and we Digivolve it over Bushi Agumon, we want to swing into it, draw the card, gets deleted, over, okay? And I did used to play Upamon a while back, and it was too slow to the point that having the 3 security isn't fast enough, and honestly this is a proper play, especially for this type of speed of deck. You definitely want to play Cupimon instead. Next, for rookies, we do have 4 Bakumon. Some of you might think it's a bit excessive, but honestly, Pokemon we're just spamming as much as possible, and you could actually do a lot of amazing plays with Cherubimon, with Pokemon. There's many times that I kill my Cherubimon just to bring back 3 Pokemons, just so I could actually gain that extra 4, so I could OTK my opponent right away. So there's a lot of neat plays that you could do with Pokemon, and the majority of the time you will need at least 4 to do most of those plays. Then for yellows, we have 4 Bushi Agumons, because you definitely need to spam it, and also it's very possible to just hard play it. I actually did that, just hard play it to attack for win, and definitely you want to see as much copies as this as possible. Next, we have only 2 Cupemons. Now, this could be switched for many other cards. Cupemon definitely puts pressure on hybrid decks, especially that they can't do the level 5 Digivolutions for only 1 memory, so it definitely cripples a bit. But there's not really so many options that I would have to choose from. So there is Salmon, which is alright, but I think I benefit a lot from Cupemon. But also for yellow rookies, I think 6 is just needed. You don't need more than 6. Now for hybrids, we do have 4 Lorimons, because we have to max out on every single hybrid. Same with the Keizo Leomon. Now let me tell you, Keizo Leomon is amazing, because a lot of times that people assume that, yeah, you know what, it only gets the retaliation if it digivolves over Kochi, but not necessarily, because if you actually digivolve any of your purple tamers with a Lori and then digivolve on top of it for a 1, you actually get the retaliation, because it actually gets it if it also has a hybrid as a Digivolution, not just Kochi, which is very important, especially that if you want to get rid of nuisance cards, you could definitely do this to actually get rid of it right away. or digivolve over another Cherubimon, so it has retaliation. There's many ways to give it retaliation, and this is one thing that I've been actually trying to abuse a lot now, because there's been a lot of nuisance cards that definitely stop us from playing options or even like extending even more. So it's very important to actually abuse the retaliation when you can. Next, we have 4 Rihimons, because this thing can just win you the game on its own. You could literally just crash, bring back a Tamer, do over, bring back Matt to get a Lorimon to digivolve over your other purple Tamers. So there's a lot of plays that you could do of spamming just Rihimon. There's many times I actually won without playing Cherubimon, and it was because of Rihimon. So very important to actually max out on Rihimon. Now, for only level 6, we have 4 Cherubimon. Now, I did try it with 3. Did not like it at all, because wasn't seeing enough of it. 4 is perfect. You do not play the yellow one, especially for this specific build, because it's just trying to spam this Cherubimon as fast as possible, and you delete this one, and there's a lot of cool ways to delete it that does not cost 3 like the yellow Cherubimon. So you definitely want to max out 4 on Cherubimon, and we're going to show you what kind of plays you could do with it and why it's definitely necessary to play 4. Next, for the Tamers, we have 4 Analog Youth. Now, this is a bit excessive. You don't have to play 4. I would say at least 3. I would debate of maybe taking 1 Analog Youth out for a third Mimi. That would be another option, but as long as you play 3, you're good. You don't necessarily have to play 4 Analog Youth, and it just speeds up the process. It gets Tamers into our trash. It gets us a Digimon that we want in our hand. It also gets the Bushis in the trash as well. So it definitely speeds up the process a lot. Plus you gain 1 memory, which honestly, some of my misplays was definitely forgetting to use my Analog Youths, but just remember to gain that 1 memory and you'll be all set. Next, we have 3 Matt Ishidas, because we don't really necessarily have to play 4. I could, it's not really too necessary, and also we are spamming it a lot with Rihimon, so I think 3 is just good, and we have a lot of things that actually make us gain memory, so it's not really too necessary to play 4. I think as long as you play 3 or 4, you're good. Next, we do have 4 Kochis, because this is the one that definitely benefits us the most. Not only do we gain a memory when it's digivolved over to delete, but also it causes definitely some deck thinning by drawing a card and trashing a card. You could definitely deck thin, change the order in your trash, choose what you want to keep, choose what you want to trash for maybe even follow-up turns. Now, definitely this is very important when you actually play this card, because if you choose to maybe trust the wrong card and you realize that you needed it on your next turn or even 2 turns from now, you have to be very careful when you use Kochi, and you have to make sure that you choose the right cards to actually trash, so you're all set for follow-up turns. Next, we have 2 Mimis. Now, honestly, I would play a third one. I would actually take 1 Analog Youth out for a third Mimi, because 3 Mimis is quite strong. And I even had a friend of mine actually lend me one of his Mimis, try out. It's definitely really good. So I'm actually looking to get a third Mimi, and I think I'm going to do that change of 1 Analog for 1 extra Mimi, because it's just an amazing extender. Now for the spice. So we're playing 2 Alice McCoy. Now, Alice McCoy is the reason why this deck is so fast now, and not only are we able to speed process up, we could combo so hard with this. Now, if you're not familiar with Alice, is on your turn, once per turn, when one of your Digimon would Digivolve from a level 5 to a level 6, you may delete one of your Digimon to reduce the Digivolution by 3. So that means our Cherubimon is going to Digivolve for 1. And another key thing, it's a play cost of 2, and it does not unsuspend or suspend. Yeah, it does not suspend. So that means that you could use the ability, delete your Digimon, Digivolve over Cherubimon, and then Digivolve over it for a hybrid Digimon and attack with it. So it's definitely an amazing card, and there was a lot of cool plays that we did. Like we went and we attacked with a Bushi Agumon, it still stayed. So we used Alice, delete it, play Cherubimon. There we go. Sorry, extending doing the OTK. Or another play that I did many times was delete one Cherubimon to actually play another Cherubimon. So we could actually even extend even more. There's a lot of cool cards to play, and I do recommend to play two. It's easy to bring it out, so especially from trash. So it's a very good card, and honestly, I think from EX02, this was probably the best card that was actually released, especially for Cherubimon. It definitely speeds up the deck by a lot. Now we have the options, so we do have 3 Blinding Rays. Now let me tell you about Blinding Rays, okay? Do not use this card right away. Save this for the very last play, because you're using this to as an extender, not as a starter. So you never use this to start plays. You use this at the very end when you're about to OTK, or you use this in case your opponent has any security option cards that makes them gain. So if they have Hammer Spark or even Ice Wall, they gain 2 memories. If you're against a purple deck and they have Jack Ray, that's 2 memories. So you play Blinding Ray to make sure that it does not pass your turn. So this is one key thing of using Blinding Ray, is as a precautions to not screw up your OTKs, because if you commit and then it passes turn to your opponent, then you just ruin your whole play. So Blinding Ray prevents that. It gives you enough memory, so in case you hit those cards, you're all set. Now, there was one time that I actually played 3 and my opponent had 3 as well, so it kind of counters, so that was an issue. But besides that, you still attempt to use this as the very last card. So if you have it in your hand, you don't use it till the very end, and you make sure that you only use it when you guarantee to have game. Next, we do have our 2 Calling for Family. Amazing card, especially for recycling, and also we could delete our Cherubimon. Now, we don't really play so many options because Matt kind of brings them back, and we have many ways of bringing Matt out. Next, we do have 2 Death Claws. Really good card, especially if your opponent doesn't even have a Digimon on the side of the field. You can still delete your own Digimon. And then finally, we have 2 Pandemonium Flames. Now, some of you are wondering, why are we not playing the shorts? Okay, well, I took the shorts out for actually 2 of these. Now, this is the reason for it. Everyone's playing around shorts, okay? When they see purple hybrid, all that, shorts is definitely comes off, and everyone are very careful around it. So I am playing around those players that are playing around shorts. So this definitely helps, because we could actually delete our own Digimon, delete something even higher level. So with shorts, you can only delete level 5s. While this, we could actually potentially delete level 6s as well. And also for a play cost of 2 is quite good, especially that we have so many stuff that gains memory. So we pretty much play this for free. But another thing is also his security ability is delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Now, this is a very good card for against the Reapers, because if they have the Reaper and they go to swing and unsuspend it, and you check into this actually deletes it right away, so you're not worried about that at all. So definitely it's good against a lot of decks, especially decks that are trying to play around shorts. And that's it for a deck profile. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and especially subscribe if you guys want to enter an amazing giveaway. And if you want a sneak peek of future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.